Alright. Hi. Welcome back to another episode of CJB/Buck's Garage. Today we're back at the 1949 Pontiac SilverStreak, also lovingly known as the Buckmobile. So on today's episode we're going to look at the brakes because as you could see in the previous episode, there's a little bit of brakes left, but the master cylinder is pretty much shot. It's got drum brakes. So we're gonna do all the wheel cylinders all the way around. Once I have the wheels off, we're gonna do the shocks. Actually, while you were sleeping, I went ahead and cheated a little bit and I redid the other side. So I did the other side just so I kind of know what I'm dealing with, because CJ is not here today. So I'm just all by my lonesome, trying to not look like a complete idiot on film. So I'm gonna show you how we're gonna attack these. So we're gonna take these rims off. Also, the rims are pretty rough shape, as you can tell. So I'm gonna show you what I'm doing to these real quick. And I got a little bit of a treatment for this general area here. We're gonna spruce it up a little bit, gangstify it so it looks a little better. It's more presentable. And before you start vlogging, we're not going to drop it, okay? Not yet anyways. So just you know, we're just gonna try to get it running. Just see if we can drive it, see how it goes, if it stops, if it's even drivable. You know, we only had it on the road for like 7 minutes. So it's gonna need some work. We need to rewire it, probably maybe upgrade it to like a 12-volt system because it's still a 6. Sit back and let me take you under there, show you what we're dealing with. As you can see, the rims will definitely need attention. I mean, they're pretty, this stuff is just coming off. CJ knows a guy for like $200. You can take these in, have them media blasted, then either paint them, powder coat them professionally, or do what I do. Just, you know, we'll just use a wire wheel. We'll strip these off to the best of our abilities. I mean, this stuff is coming off anyways, and just, you know, it's gonna look great, and it's just, you know, saves you money. A can of spray paint, what's it like, $6, $8, $9, and get you some spray paint. We can hit it and it's gonna look like this. Et voila. See, this is just what is it, semi-gloss? I think semi-gloss. You want to get all the stuff, all the boogers out of here, you know, as best as you can. This has been sitting outside for a week. I painted this like a week ago. Didn't even take the tire off the rim, you know, just taped it off. It takes a while, but you know, I love these tires. I want to keep these tires. These are, you know, I don't know, they're older, Cushion Air Poly 4 G78 15s. So these are the white wall is what I'm after. I really like it. This is like a 2-inch white wall. If you want a new one of these tires, you're looking at like 220, 240 bucks. If you want a 3-inch white wall, you're looking like anywhere from $300 to $400 per tire. So these are a little dry rotted here and there, but I just use some purple power, clean them, you know, spray them down. I mean, it looks pretty clean with the paint, and then I'll show you the little treatment I did for the middle here. But you know, hopefully I can use them for, you know, at least a couple of cruises, and then maybe save up some money. But if you're looking for white walls, these are pretty they're pretty hefty on the wallet, if you know what I mean. But you can definitely see the difference, you know, just a little bit of spray paint and some elbow grease and you're looking fine. Okay, for this example we jump to the front passenger wheel, but I want to show you what I got going on here, because for the center I came up with these. Now, these are cool. Now what I did, it's a word of advice here. Let me talk to you for a second. So I measured from center to center of these lug nuts, and I came up with 4 3/4. So that's what I ordered, 4 3/4, 4 3/4. They said on eBay, hey, double check these, make sure these are exactly what you need, because I'm pretty sure you can't return these. So I got 4 3/4. They don't fit with the original lug nuts, which are 3/4 lug nuts, which it says on eBay that they're gonna fit fine. It's really tight to get these on. It's really even tight with these lug nuts that I have on there. So what I ended up doing, a friend gave me this idea actually, is you get what you call tuner lugs, or spline lugs. Now they have, you know, they still got the 60 degree whatever seat, so that's the correct, you know, type. They just have less meat on them, and it's basically easier to fit this over that. And then you have little retaining Allen screws that kind of go and fit there, but you can see even with that, you have to kind of maneuver just a little bit and catches. But let's see if it stays on there. But it looks freaking insane, doesn't it? So this is what we're going with. I like it. Okay, so let's start in the rear. So we're gonna go ahead, take this wheel off. Here's another fun fact about a 49 Pontiac. For whatever reason on these cars, this one and this one, so the driver's side, they're left-hand lug nuts. So it means lefty tighty, righty loosey. Just even sounds wrong to say it. So you have to go this way to undo it, because I was huffing and puffing. I was like, man, these are seized or something. Nope, just another trick from 1949. So just be aware. If it makes you happy, you can make noises if you want to. Okay, the magnificent drum brakes. Let me get you in here. All right, it really doesn't look that bad in here. It's quite nice, actually. This is a pretty solid car, you know. It's got a little surface rust here and there, but a couple leaks. But you know, it's also 74 years old, so it's gonna have something. But let's go ahead and remove this little bolt here and see if we can take the sucker off. Got a 9/16 over here. This little nugget comes off. Well, that took way longer than I freaking anticipated, but it's finally revealed. Actually not bad. And what we discovered after an inspection, at least on the other side, that these brakes have actually been repatted. These are like brand new. They've been rebuilt maybe a couple years ago. They look really nice. Everything is pretty much there, but these are shot. They're pretty rusty crusty. Looks like it's been a little leaky on this side. So I'm gonna go ahead and probably redo the wheel cylinders, because I already have them bought, and we are in here. I don't know what this is, but it's gone now. It's pretty simple now. You're just gonna take these two springs off of here to just spread this out, because we're gonna have to get these out. So get this sucker out. It's got two bolts on the other side, which we're gonna loosen up. Let me spray this with some brake clean just to kind of restore it real quick. But yeah, see, these are brand new. So you gotta have vice-right grip. That's what helps. Bam. A little bit of juice there. That's all right. Don't hit yourself in the face. So just take a bunch of photos with your phone before you start taking it apart. Okay. There we go. That one's off. Now this side is loose. There we go. That one's off. Okay, so we're just gonna open this up, because we gotta get these little suckers out of here. These little brackets that hold it there. So out. Now this was gonna fall out, so don't get scared. These just pop out. So let's get this. Get this other side. So these two we're gonna clean up real quick here in a second, and let's just fish this guy out, which is gonna be a bit tight. And here comes the wheel cylinder. So let's see. Yep, it's pretty dirty. That's not good. Not good at all. So I got this sucker. Now while I got you guys in here, let me show you something. So this is garbage. Keep these. I'm just gonna clean them up real quick. So just put them on a little blankie down there. Now check this out. So this will come back eventually. This little guy. This fella right here. I know it's hard to see, but this is the emergency brake. So it's got like a little thing there. There's supposed to be a cable that comes in from the bottom here, and it connects to this guy, and you have a handle under your steering wheel, because this transmission does not have park in it. So you put it in neutral and you put the e-brake, and that's what keeps the car from rolling away. And this is the lever. See it? Actuating. So you pull that here. Basically the cable comes in from the back, this hole here. That's where the cable comes in. and then yeah, it pulls out this way, which kind of just spreads these shoes out and it keeps the car from rolling. So that's missing. That whole line, whatever, it's gone. So I'm gonna have to manufacture that, and that little piece of plate that fills that little hole there. So that's gonna be tomorrow's project probably, but let's get this new cylinder in here and get this closed up. Okay, so here's the new wheel cylinder, nice and shiny. Make sure your bleeding screw is on top, and then that's where the hard line comes in on this side. So you know this is the one, because they have them on different sides. So that's, you know, make sure you got the correct one. Clean these guys up real quick with just some wire wheel and stuff, so nice and shiny. They go in there. I put a little WD-40 on there just to kind of lube it up a little bit. I don't think it, there we go, just something to kind of get it primed. There we go, so it's at an angle. Let's feed this into that. See, this is engaged a little bit. Squeeze it, and then I squeeze. Okay, go in there. Now we're gonna see, these are actually spread out. So first we're gonna put these 2 bolts back in there, and then you squish it back in with the springs. You put the springs back on. That will close it up. Okay, so the springs are back on. I referenced my photo so I know which one goes behind which and how they line up over here. But the new cylinder is in. We're gonna go get the shock next, but in the meantime, let's grab some high heat paint and let's rejuvenate on this brake drum real quick. Oh yeah, restoring to original condition. Yeah, we just keep it. Next, you can see there's just a bolt up there, and there's 2 bolts. This little guy and this guy that holds this shield thing on. And once you take this off, this little just slides off because it's like a peg that just holds this on. So it's 3 bolts and this comes off. But while we're in here, I was just kind of looking at this general area. Let's just rejuvenate on this while we're out here. Let's rebuild the frame a little bit. This is just satin, so it's gonna get dirty here anyway, so doesn't matter. But that's a 5/8. Alright, so I jacked it up a little so I could get that bolt out of there. So that's done. Now we're gonna get these 2 little guys. This is a half and this is like an 11/16 or something. Sprayed it with a little bit of juice, loosen things up. Just a nut behind it. And this shield comes off. Yep, and it's a good one. There we go. And we got. And here's the new one. See, I told you it's pretty cool. Quite a difference, eh? I don't know what this shock does. This extra spring probably helps it. I don't know. That's what it came with. But there's a little tiny hiccup which I discovered on the other side. Let me explain. Look, the new one is just a little bit wider, so it doesn't really want to go in that bracket up there, even after you lube it a little bit. So what a friend told me is just to, this is all rubber, this insert is rubber, just take it to the grinding wheel and just grind this down just a little bit to, you know, flatten it down, and then it goes, you know, put a little lube in there and it'll go right in. So that's all good. That's the only thing I noticed on the other side. So let's get these suckers in. Okay, so with a little bit of shaving of the rubber and some lube, I got it installed in there. This just slides on this little guy. I'm gonna hit this with some spray paint while we have it all down here. The plate that sits over here, I already hit it with some paint, so it's sitting right over there, chilling in the sun. So let's hit this with some spray paint and then put this on, and this is pretty much done. For you see how much nicer that looks just by like standing off to the side and just see the darkness of the wheel well. And check it out underneath. It's a little bit of spray paint. Looks like a brand new rear end. Look at that. Look at nice shocks. Now let's get that plate installed and then call it quits. Lovely. So let's go jump on the front. This one's a little different. As you can see, it protrudes out because we have a bearing here for the hub. So that's why it's poking out. So this one's a little different. So let's take this wheel off real quick and let's get in it. All right, we don't look too bad over here. It's actually nice and painted. Just a little bit of surface rust. We can just hit that. This is the our shock, or the strut. What is the difference between a strut and a shock? I had this conversation with CJ. I want to call them struts, but he calls it shocks. Is the shock the little pneumatic part with the oil or stuff in it? And what's the difference? Because I want to call it a strut. Is that part the strut and this part the shock? I mean, that's a spring, obviously, I know, but what do you call it? You tell me. You educate me in the comments, okay? Just because I'm holding the camera, I'm not the smartest person in the room. I know that, okay? So let me know. What's the difference between a strut and a shock? In the comments. In the meantime, take this cap off, undo the bearing, and that's what slides the drum off. And then here, let me just scrape all this and put some juice on this nut. And there's 3 bolts on the bottom here in the little yoke, or whatever you want to call it, saddle. So you're actually going to undo the top, undo the 3 bottom ones, and then it just slides down through the spring. So that's how we get rid of that. And this looks, look at that, this looks newer. Somebody must have gone through this probably like 15-20 years ago, because I know they didn't drive it as much. And then we'll hit it with some rejuvenation juice, and yeah, we'll go from there. Okay, this one's gonna be juicy, so gloves are on. Okay, so there's your cap cover. Okay, let's see, so take this castle nut off. Now let's pay attention to the order of things here. Okay, it should slide out right there. Okay. So, see this? I don't know what you call that, cup bearing or whatever. But it's in 2 pieces, so it's not broken. That's how it's supposed to be. So this goes out. Okay. Yep. Then we take this bearing out. It's angled down this way, so you want to go. Just remember how it went. We're going to scoop all this grease out. Put some what do you call it, brake clean on this, clean these parts real quick, get some new grease in here, because these look relatively, you know, it's pretty good, this stuff, but it's a lot of kind of rust in here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but after a closer inspection, these are actually, this cylinder is pretty clean on the inside. It's got no leaks. I thought it had a leak, but it's actually super clean in there. So I'm gonna leave this alone. I'm gonna just juice it up a little bit because it's a little rusty. I'm gonna leave this soft line. We're gonna get the strut or shock removed and replaced. I'm gonna fix this up and just put this back to how it was, and then we'll just we'll go from there. Okay, now for the messy part. We got the good stuff. I'm gonna smear it all on this shaft. I'm gonna put this stuff back on in there. Gotta reintroduce it up in here. I'm trying to pack the outer bearing. Just gonna use my hands. Okay, you can see that. There we go. Pack some in here. Set that on the bad bearing. There we go. Shape this way. It's actually curved this way, so it's gonna go like that. I'm gonna pack it here. And then this washer is keyed. If you can see, there's got a little key in it, so it can only go in that groove. Fits in that groove there. There we go, all set. Okay. Back it up just a little bit. And have our bit of stones. And done. Alright. I'm gonna rejuvenate this a little bit. Just hit it with that spray paint. And then we're gonna jump on the shock. So I got a 9/16 here, and this little tidbit, a quarter inch will fit on there. So you have to hold it in place and then try to use the big guy to undo the whole thing. So let's try that. Okay, so here it is, all rejuvenated with the new hardware on it. So how we're going to do this, I'm going to sneak it back up the spring. We're going to try to get it through there, start the little knot on top just to hold it in place, and then we'll address the bottom with the three little bolts. See, because this sucker's at an angle. I ran into this on the other side. Okay, so that looks like the big guy. Yeah, see, because he won't even fit through the little hole. So that's the big hole. So that needs to be back there. Okay. Oh no, wait, the big hole was closest to the engine. Okay. Big guy go in there. Oh, so close. Oh, that'd be nice to have a lift right about now. Okay. Alright. Let's get the big guy. Okay. Oh, am I spinning now? There we go. Rejuvenation completed. Ugh. Look at that. The nice and dark everything is. I have to tighten this up a little bit, and but other than that, I think we're done up front. Is there more to that panel?
Yeah, it's two pieces.
Oh, it's two pieces, so we can get to the. There we go.
Right there.
So there's your master cylinder. If you ever want to get to it, you have to go through the floor. This is the brake pedal. So need to go get some juice for that, and then we're gonna fill it up and bleed the brakes. Three holding. It's getting the Uncle JR treatment right now. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You feeling this? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Way better. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. This is gonna be it for part 1. This is getting a little too lengthy. I don't want to keep you. You've been so good with me this long. We're gonna do the parking brake assembly and custom parts and adjustment on everything in the next episode. Hopefully you can get it, get on the road. I still have to wire up the taillights just to even see if the taillights even work. So before it's roadworthy, So maybe next time we'll take it for an actual spin and check, make sure everything works. Thank you. Follow, subscribe, like, share with your friends. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you next time. Lates.